Hi, tonight we're going to be making Jaeger Schnitzel. There's about as many ways of making Jaeger Schnitzel as there are people that make Jaeger Schnitzel. This is my way. We're going to tenderize the meat, pound it down flat. And usually traditionally people make these with veal. I use thin cut pork chops. It's just my favorite way of doing it. All use a hammer. You can use a plate. I've seen people use a saucer. I just use a hammer. I have one. It's real simple. No rocket science. I'm not making cordon bleu cooking here. And I'm cutting a lot out because I'm making a bunch of these tonight. But I don't want to bore you. I'll save that for later. Okay, so that's done. Let me get things set up and we'll bread these up. Step is we're going to bread these up and get them ready to cook. Real simple. Put them in flour. Dredge it in flour they call it. I don't know. I just say flour it. Shake off the excess in the egg wash. I've seen people do this with egg and milk. I just use egg. And then in breadcrumbs. Get a nice and heavy coating on. This gives it a crunch, nice flavor. And some people like to salt and pepper them. Me, I just do it this way. And it's just the way I do it, the way I like it. Mileage may vary. Everyone has their own ways. And there's number 2. Egg wash. Okay, put the excess off. And the crumbs. Food police are not here, so you can use your fingers. There we go, and that's number 2. I've got 5 more to go. I'm going kind of traditional. This is the way I always do it. I'm using butter. You can use oil, whatever you like. Just get it nice and hot. Turn this up a little bit. And then you're just going to pan fry these for a couple minutes each side until they're nice golden brown. Now my wife, who's holding the camera, she mentioned me. I forgot to mention how much I'm using of things. We used 3 eggs tonight, about a ½ cup each of flour and breadcrumbs. You can use a little salt and pepper. I'll end up using probably half a stick to 3/4 of a stick of butter doing this. And that's for 7 of these small schnitzels. And then we're going to be using an entire container of mushrooms, an onion, 3 cloves of garlic because they were small, and some red wine to make the gravy. So, I'll be back in a little bit once we get these all fried up. This one is almost done. You see it's a nice color. These are going to taste good. And I'm making a bunch of them not because we're going to eat all these tonight, it's just my wife and myself, but we're going to bring some of these into work tomorrow and the day after.
We're gonna make our co-workers jealous.
Yes, we are. Okay, that feels like it's just about ready. Yes. Give it another second. And like I said, this is butter that I'm cooking this in, so I'm sure the food police and the Surgeon General won't be happy. Oh well. I'm still alive. I've been eating like this all my life. Okay. Now, we've got a whole plate of those. I'm going to throw in just a little bit more butter, maybe another inch. Let that melt down. Now this is on low heat. What we're going to do now is we're going to saute up the garlic and the onions. Once those are sauteed up, we'll pull them out and we'll throw the mushrooms in. Now the funny thing is, I have actually seen on TV, on the cooking shows, where these people are using a whole bunch of different ingredients. As you can see here, this is real simple. So I'll be back in a little bit once these are sauteed up and nice and soft. Okay, so these are just about perfect. Look at that. You can really smell it now. Now, He grabbed mushrooms. We're going to add the mushrooms. I got a whole big package of mushrooms here. And we're just going to dump these in, scoop them in, stir them up. This whole thing is going to cook down for about 5 minutes here. Maybe a little longer because these are big. We're just going to cook these till they're nice and tender. Maybe I'll chop them up a little bit as I'm doing it. Some of these are good size. Now these are just plain white mushrooms. You can use any mushroom you like. Yeah, these are going to take a little bit to cook down, but these are going to be good. Okay, so as you can see, these are sauteed down. They're nice, they're tender, they smell good. We've added a little bit of flour just to thicken things up because now here comes the magic. Cheap red wine. I'll probably add a cup and a half, maybe 2 cups. I'm just going to spill this in till it looks good. And you know something? That looks good right there. Oh God, you can't smell this, but I can. Now, we're just going to let this simmer and cook. And mix all the flavors in here. And this, I promise you, is going to taste good. Now, I'm going to turn this blower off. I don't know if you can hear me. There we go. Okay. Okay, this is really looking good. It's thin right now. So we're going to give this a little bit of time. I'm going to turn up the heat just a touch. And this is going to simmer down and it'll be a taste of heaven. I promise you. Okay, so once this is simmered down, we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's been just a couple of minutes. We're turning this down. It's been simmering. It looks good. Let's give it a taste test. Okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I could make a meal right there. Okay, so we'll turn off the heat. And yes, this is in my favorite cast iron pot. One of 2. I love my cast iron.
May I show them number 2?
Go ahead.
And that is number 2.
Now, plate up a couple of these. Yes, I'm using my fingers. Food police can get over it. And we need... where is it hiding? I love how things always hide on me. They always do. Okay, now you can see what this looks like. There we go. Put some of this on there. There we go. Now we're going to have some spätzle, which I didn't show you how to make, and a little salad with this. But this is the main dish. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that a piece of heaven? Okay. So, next time we'll see what else I'm going to make. Until then, have a good night.